to do it. You can't. Ain't no perfect time.
But that's exactly what we have to do. We have to be students and teachers to each other. You see what I'm saying? And a true master always remains a student, period. Right. You know what I mean? But definitely on that topic, what we was talking about with the fasting aspect, you know, I'm constantly hearing this child. I already did a kind of video on this, but you know, since you brought it up and since you was relaying your experience with what you thought was fasting, let's just clear it up, period, and go through the traditional, definite, absolute, basic function and basic of what a true fast is. A true fast is putting absolutely nothing in your body besides water, if you want to call that something. That's a true fast, where you're going literally without any form of food, solid food, tea, juice, anything. Because remember, you can juice anything. I could juice a steak. That don't stop it from being food. You see what I'm saying? If I juice an apple and an orange, it's not food no more because it's liquid?
Yeah,
it's still food. You see what I'm saying? So a fast is making sure that your body is completely void of anything that has to respond and send signals to the brain, causing a craving or causing a sensation of what we refer to as hunger.
So you think we don't need any food ever?
Hell fucking no, we don't need no food. As a matter of fact, the video that I just did, going into melanin and chlorophyll, you got to remember that we still practice a form of photosynthesis on our own body, especially having a dominance of melanin within our body. You see what I'm saying? So your skin has numerous mouths on it that we refer to as pores that absorb everything that touches it, whether it's lotion, whether it's sunlight, whether it's a synthetic fabric you're wearing. It absorbs into your skin after a while. You see what I'm saying? So
can a woman's like nurturing, if you got a girlfriend and like she's around you and she gives off like, you know, like a pure aroma to you, can she?
Pheromones.
Yeah, pheromones.
Pheromones.
Can that feed you?
Anything, if you notice, I don't know if it was a video that I was doing with you, but anything to an extent that has a form of feeling or substance to it can accumulate to a form of mass. And it's the same concept as when I went into, you're not getting in the car?
Nah, get in the car.
It's the same concept that I went into. Dealing with, I don't know if you saw that video. If that video was, oh shit, you know what I just realized?
What?
I have this shit.
It's all good. It's all good.
I know your ass always been getting on me about that shit too.
They actually did a new thing where they made.
Oh really?
Yeah,
so you can change it up now, huh?
Yeah,
Make sure the shit clear.
For people like you.
Exactly. But
Nah, we'll hold on to the phone. Let it drive.
But
Right to the front.
what the hell was I talking about again?
You were talking about getting fed by.
Yes. Remember, substance is not only the pure physical aspect of the shit. See? Exactly
Yeah,
right.
hold on to the phone.
Pardon me, y'all. Oh shit, did I turn it? Yeah. No.
You still on? You still on?
I'm still good?
Yeah.
Or it just makes it realer. It just makes it realer. But anything could become and accumulate into a form of massive substance. One thing I spoke about before was the constant accumulation of information to the point where information will actually make you intellectually obese. You see what I'm saying? And we have to understand that everything in our environment that we are surrounded by, we're constantly absorbing. This is another thing. Why do you think they call something noise pollution? But to us who have a lack of understanding, we think noise is not a physical thing. But that's false, because if you think about it, you can actually take sound and revert it and send it somewhere else. If I put this phone on a speaker aspect and then put it in a metallic bowl, I'll actually enhance the sound of the speaker just by using the bowl to take those sound waves and expand it outward. You understand what I'm trying to say? The same thing, you ever seen a person use a megaphone, but not an electronic one?
Right.
Just a regular one that's just cardboard, but rolled up into a cone, and they just talk to it. And what are they doing? They're expanding or they're enhancing the sound waves that's coming from their mouth or from their vocal cords. So sound is a physical thing. Now, it's not physical as far as density is concerned, to where it's extreme, high intense accumulation of atoms that's so dense it forms a solid object, but it's still a form of substance to some extent and still travels, still can be converted, rearranged, enhanced, and so on and so forth. So the point I'm making is, if you do something accumulate something to enough extent with consistency, it can form a form of mass. You know what the perfect example is? A kidney stone. Look at how a kidney stone forms. A kidney stone forms by the smallest microscopic particles that condense into what they call a kidney stone. You see what I'm saying? But does that mean they're not there because they so small you can't see them inside of your body? Hell no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't want that shit keep going like that. But point of the matter is, man, everything in your environment, sound, air, thoughts. Oh God, I don't know if this was you I was talking about,
I was talking about
yeah, your thoughts can weigh heavy on you. You ever seen somebody that's been dwelling on something for so long, they walk with a hunch, their head goes down? Where's that weight coming from? Where's that weight coming from? That weight is a form of mass. That weight is a form of accumulation of substance that can weigh down on your body. So my point of the matter is you don't need food. And back to the fasting aspect. Now, the fasting aspect is what a traditional fast doesn't start until after 3 days. Because after 3 days of not eating anything whatsoever, you completely void your bowels, you completely void your stomach. And remember, the body is intelligent. It never stops working. Even when you're in a coma, when you're asleep, it doesn't matter. Your body never stops working. If you notice, your body breathes on its own. You don't have to tell your body to breathe. You don't have to tell your lungs to breathe. You don't have to be conscious to make your lungs breathe. You don't have to be conscious to make your heart pump blood through your body and circulate from your toes all the way up to your skull. That's something that's already done by intelligence, by the intelligence of your actual body itself. So your body knows what it's doing. And by the way, that's another reason when you get sick, what's immediately that goes away when you get sick? Immediately just disappears. What they say? Oh man, I'm so sick. Hey man, you want some of this? Nah, I don't have an
appetite.
I don't have an appetite because your body is so intelligent. It's telling you like, listen, motherfucker, you put something in yourself that doesn't agree with the intelligence of this vessel that you call your body. I'm going to shut down any form of craving to your brain to make you not want to eat something. And then on top of that, when you do decide to go against what I just did and force something into your body, I'm going to regurgitate that shit out of you.
Yeah.
And then well, let me not say we so dumb because we talk about recessive people. We go to hospitals and they stick IV in your arm and stuff tubes down your throat to force you to eat food. Talking about you need your strength to heal. No, your strength don't come from food. Your strength comes from the cells in your body, the air that you breathe, which by the way is a form of ether that converts itself into a form of carbon inside your body that you call the solar plexus, which is why your body is always warm. Why don't people understand this? Why is your body cold when you die? What generates energy and heat in your body to so extent? Can we ask ourselves that question? Have we ever thought about it? What generates heat in your body to such an extent that even when it's freezing cold outside, you can still huddle with another body and create body heat? What is that? What makes your body generate heat to such an extent that even if I put you in ice freezing cold water, your body will melt the ice? Don't get me wrong, you might go through what they call hypothermia or whatever. You might go through a stage where you might shut down yourself or you might get numb, but the fact of the matter is your body is never going to stop giving off heat. So what is that process actually? That process is a process of the ether that you're breathing that comes into your body and gets converted into a form of carbon and then turns into a form of heat. You see what I'm saying? It's a form of thermodynamics. It's a form of thermodynamics that goes in your body. That's why you have a solar plexus, because all of that stuff happens right here. And what's behind this area? Your lungs. You see what I'm saying? So this is my point though. Your body is a walking battery. It's an energy system. It's a walking sun in itself. So therefore, you don't need anything besides the intelligence of your body and besides the air to activate the process. That's all you need is the air to activate the process. Now that liquid water is a form of sustainer, but even then, you have water and vapor in the air that you breathe. So technically, if you reach another level, you can breathe and practice prana breathing and actually distill the air into water in your body. Because remember, water has multiple phases. Now, this goes back into a form of dealing with the science of the masculine.
Part two
well,
soon.
Well, this goes into the aspect of when we. I'm gonna make this quick because I know my brother gotta get out of here. But this goes into the aspect of the feminine and masculine. Because if you notice, only water has what? Is water one directional?
Is water one directional?
Okay. What I mean is, how many states of water is there? Multiple. How many states of fire is there? One. You see what I'm saying? So my point is, air is water, ice is water, liquid is water. So what I'm saying is, water is not one thing. So to think that you need liquid water all the time is not necessarily true. And I know I'm gonna lose a lot of you, but you're talking to somebody who does not drink water all day. I don't drink any water. I drink water when I get home. But I work 12 hours a day. I get in at 9 a.m. I leave at 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. depending on how busy I am. I do 12 to 13 hours a day, and I don't drink one fucking drop. I know some people probably don't believe me. I wish I could take myself one day and just let people see how, you know what I'm saying? But I don't drink a drop of water. I don't eat a crumb of food. I do everything when I reach my kingdom. When I reach my kingdom, that's when y'all see me make my meals. That's when y'all see me, well, y'all don't ever see inside my fridge, but in my fridge, I got nothing but glass bottles full of alkaline water. That's it. I don't have no juice. I don't have no special juices and sodas and none of that. But to wrap this up and make my point, a true fast is to completely relieve the body of any responsibility to break down any substances and digest any food in order to separate it to put it in the proper places. That's why if you notice, nutritionists and certain people who deal with health will tell you not to eat past a certain time of day, because past a certain time of day, your body stops doing the meticulous aspect of separating the minerals or separating the food that you put in itself, and it just stores it all as fat. So that's why when you eat late at night, you'll gain more weight than if you're just eating during the day. You see what I'm saying? And that's the truth, because I'm not gonna lie, I eat at night, you know? So that's one of the other reasons why I'm not skinny and all of that stuff. But the fact of the matter is, when you void your body completely...
Part 2 coming too.
Well, you know, y'all already know what it is. Subscribe, comment, like, you know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, let me take y'all with me. You know, take y'all with me. But as y'all already know, man, you know what I'm saying? My brother, you already know, hit me up, man.
Yeah.
You know how we do. Yes, sir.
All right,
yeah, y'all. But basically, we have to understand that if we don't act and move as the divine beings that we are, then we'll never be that. If I train a lion from a cub to believe it's a dog, I guarantee you I can make that motherfucker start barking. Are y'all getting my analogy? Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? So the point of the matter is, it's time to teach your children. It's time to raise each other as divine beings instead of trying to hold on to this human perspective, hold on to emotional perspective, hold on to the egotism that causes us to make decisions based on how we feel about ourselves and based on our insecurities about others and ourselves. Because those decisions and those actions will lock you down into a lifestyle to where you're less human, less divine, and more of an animal in a cage, being captive to a recessive mind that doesn't know anything about humanity and that's closer to animal than human in the first place. And that's a motherfucking biological fact. You dig what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all, I'm definitely making an attempt to keep my consistency with these videos, and I want to keep giving y'all as much information as possible. Anytime one of my brothers get around, one of my students get around, and, you know, they ask me about information, I make sure I try to click that camera on fast, and so I could capture that moment with y'all and share it with y'all. But the fact of the matter is, we are divine beings, and we got to start moving, thinking, and acting like gods, not just saying the words. Every single day, I ask myself when I'm about to participate in something, when I'm about to get into an activity or think about doing something, I ask myself, is this what a god would do? And sometimes you can't jump to that level. Start as a king. Knowledge, understanding, noble guidance. A king is not someone who has a crown. A king is not someone who wears gold. A king is not someone who has a mansion. A king is someone who possesses the correct source knowledge. Okay? A king is someone who has understanding and integrity. A king is someone who is noble as far as their actions and righteous. And a king is someone who takes all those three attributes and has the ability to guide properly. That's what a king is. A queen is something who possesses the multiple qualities, who is these qualities being united, and these qualities being essential, and these qualities being earth essential to create the perfect aspect of nurturing. So qualities uniting, essential, earth nurturing, knowledge, understanding, noble guidance. This is what a king and queen is. It has nothing to do with material aspects. It has nothing to do with some type of royal connection to where your ego is inflated. Okay? In order to be a man, you must accumulate knowledge. In order to be a man, you must have an understanding of that knowledge. In order to be a man, you must become noble within your actions and have integrity within the way you think and the way you move. You see what I'm saying? And when you add those together, now you have the ability to guide someone. Now you have the ability to take control, to rule properly, because you will put yourself last according to your people. You will put yourself last according to your queen and your women and your children. Because that is a man's responsibility in his functions, to put himself last. He is first on the line to die, and he is last to receive any form of substance or something of comfort. You see what I'm saying? And if you have a problem with that as a man, I question your manhood and your ability to project, practice, and show, prove, teach, and lead. You see what I'm saying? Every day, I notice that as a people, we always worried about what we got. We always worried about what we don't have. We always worried about needing more money. But I never hear nobody thinking about how to need less in order to accumulate more. Guess what? If you practice more fasting and more juicing for the ladies, more fasting for the men, you'll have more food and a lesser grocery bill. You see what I'm saying? If you practice giving up all of this ridiculous technology, being addicted and being dependent on Wi-Fi systems and all this nonsense, keep your YouTube up so you can watch my ass, but at the end of the day, start investing in older technology that they're trying to make obsolete. And take care of these things, because these things are investments that can't be controlled with outside sources. It's only controlled by you. Anything that can be controlled by you, which is mostly mechanical, kinetic, you see what I'm saying? Solar powered. Anything that can be controlled by you or by your natural environment, these are the things you need to look into and invest in. One of my most recent investments is I just invested in a mechanical washing machine. You know, it's a crank powered washing machine. You see, it needs no electricity, no nothing. Does it take a little bit more effort? Hell fucking yeah, but I'm not banging my clothes by a rock in a river. And at the end of the day, if power goes out and anything goes out, I still have the ability to wash my clothes as long as I have access to water. You see what I'm saying? So these are just small things. And remember, a kingdom is not about glitz and gold. A kingdom is about the self-efficiency of that area, that place. It's not about a size. Because for God's sakes, they have the nerve to call Europe a continent. That motherfucker's a peninsula. So if they can call that shit a continent, you could call your one-bedroom apartment a fucking kingdom. And you act accordingly to that kingdom. You fill that kingdom with symbolism of your greatness, symbolism of your royalty, in order to build the energy to become that, and then step into a next level, which we call divinity. Everything is levels. Everything is cycles. Everything is frequency and energy. Become what you say you are by your actions and your thinking, not just your words. You see what I'm saying? So, on that note, y'all, we started off talking about fasting. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, all y'all talking about intermediate fasting, or y'all talking about I'm on a juice fast, or y'all talking about I'm on a fruit fast. That's why I had to correct my brother, one of my students right there. He talking about he went on a fruit fast for 30. Nigga, that's not a fucking fast. Because anything you put in your body that has to be digested by your body, broke down and separated properly, you're putting your body through a form of stress and labor. I don't care what it is. It's just one thing is more stressful and more laborious than the last. A chicken wing is more worse than an apple, but both of them are putting your body through a form of labor and digest it. So that means your body has to do something in order to separate it, break it down properly, and then it also matters what time you put it in your body. You put it in your body midday compared to at night. Those are two different times where your body's going to work two different ways. Point of the matter is, y'all, become what you meant to be, which is the divine beings that he's planning. Fight with facts. Push your body and your mind to do what the recessive says is impossible. You know what really started me to push my fasting to another level? When I heard these white people worshiping the shit out of Gandhi because he didn't eat for 21 days. And at the time I heard that, I told myself, I'm gonna destroy that shit. And I ended up going 35 days. You see? Whoever they put in front of me to worship, whoever they put in front of me to say is some type of divine or some type of leader or some type of righteous, whatever, I try to study that person and I try to surpass that person to prove to myself that I have the ability and capability to be a divine being, to be a great leader, and to be royalty. We in a time frame where we've been destroyed to such an extent, I don't need a motherfucking blood test to tell me what tribe I'm from to try to connect myself to something that's beyond me or that's beyond royal. I make myself royal by my actions and my thinking and my knowledge that I possess. I don't waste no time with that. Do it yourself. You don't need nobody to tell you where you from in Africa. You don't need nobody to tell you that your family's from America. You own the motherfucking planet. The whole planet is yours. I don't give a fuck about Africa or America. You know why? Because I give a fuck about the earth being mine. And I know that the solar system this earth is in is mine as well. Colonized by me and my ancestors, my descendants that are of divine and cosmic origin. Mine ascension here. Subscribe, comment, share, challenge, Let me know how y'all feel. I want to become more intimate with y'all and make more efforts to start accumulating more information and more recording in order to reach and expand to y'all that are willing to seek that, to y'all that are hungry for that. Like I said in one video, I know there's been times with y'all where y'all have studied to such an extent you actually forget to eat. But how do you forget to eat if hunger actually exists? Think about that. How do you forget to eat if hunger actually exists? Think about that. So is hunger something physical in your body, or is it part of your mind? Because if I distract you long enough, if I distract you with something that you truly find interesting, I ain't talking about a job that you hate. I ain't talking about some shit that's stressful and laborious. I'm talking about when I'm delivering information to you that is opening up your eyes to such an extent that you even forget about the time and hours fly by and you forgot you didn't eat breakfast or lunch. Where did your hunger go? Because when you're on the job and you know 12 o'clock coming around, oh boy, you get hungry, don't you? But when you're distracted with love, distracted with lust, distracted with knowledge and information, no matter what the distraction is, don't your ass forget to eat. So where does the hunger come from? Is it part of your mind or is it part of your body? Mind is all. The universe is mental. You are the universe. The omniverse is mental. You are connected to all things. Your only disconnection is your perception given to you by a disconnected being, which is a recessive entity, a recessive gravitation. Understand what you are. Stop being scared and stop being hesitant to tell people what you are. Stop being scared and stop being hesitant to tell other people what they are. Whether they're amalgamations, gravitations, or mutations. And my true students know what I'm talking about. Caucasoid, Mongoloid, and these mixed motherfuckers running around thinking that there's something that they fucking not. You are the root of the goddamn planet. I'm not here to be a nurturer. I'm not here to be a mother. I'm not here to be your best fucking friend. I'm here to be a servant. And I'm here to be a student and a master. And that comes with discipline. But anyway, y'all. Mind Ascension here. I love my 6 to 22 strand, 7 to 9 ether, you melanin, selenium base, divine beings of this planet. You are my family, and this is why I do what I do. I don't do it for any other reason. I don't get paid for this, at least not right now. I don't receive nothing for this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no GoFundMe, GoFund Mind Ascension. I ain't got none of that. This is out of pure love. And it's out of the fact that I know that there's a global transition going on right now, and I know it's important for us to activate what we are instead of trying to imitate what will never be us. Stop imitating an animal and imitate the gods.